All right. Good afternoon. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. We'll be going over the market and today's play. Well, I guess there's two plays, but really it's just the one symbol. So we'll go over that. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for August 20th, 2021. Q's up 1%. SPY up 0.77 and IWM leading the charge back up 1.66. The question that we had for today was this recent pullback in the IWM, also in the Qs here, SPY going to be a short term or a longer term one? And to determine that, right, we had basically one place to determine, okay, is this going to be a prolonged downtrend on the hourly, or was that it? Okay, and that was yesterday's high because it created a sell setup, right? We started a downtrend, we put in a lower high. Was that lower high going to hold? Was it going to produce a lower low, which is what we need for continuation of the trend? Didn't do that. So as soon as that was taken out, no longer bearish. Okay, and now as we base here on the hourly, as we did throughout the rest of the day here, okay, we are going to be back to bullish on the Qs and SPY. So it was a very short-term pullback here on the Qs and SPY. Very temporary, looking like, you know, we may be able to roll over. That was a little bit of our clue, I guess, this bottoming tail here. We didn't produce new low, that we might get this today, but just to keep things simple, that was where we were going to no longer be bearish, and it took it out pretty quick in the morning. Okay, so, you know, and that's what we've been talking about. This, you know, weekly power trend, monthly uptrend is not going to give it up that easily. And so, you know, not really all that surprising that we've turned back up. Okay, but you know, if we do show some weakness next week or something, you know, it'll be the same process. Okay, we'll see if we get some weakness, if there's some follow through. Can the downtrend be sustained? Because we're using the hourly, and the hourly is going to help us predict movement on the daily. So the hourly has to go into a downtrend first before the daily can. So from there, you know, we'll start to see the bigger moves coming. Okay, so going into Monday, bullish on the Qs and SPY. That attempt at a downtrend there on the hourly ended. Okay, all right, let's get into today's plays. The focus for me today was just the ENDP. And it wasn't really the intention from the start, but it seemed to be the only thing producing some interesting enough setups. Now, this gap, not novice, okay, because we're not that extended from the 20 MA, okay? And if you look at what's been going on here for the past month or so, more sideways. Now, does this sell off on the daily reduce the shock value and make it less of a good short at the open? That's right, okay? So what it ended up doing at the open actually was a reversal off the lows. You can see kind of all the volume in the inside bar and then the reversal there. So big gap down, oversized gap down, which we've seen quite a few get bought, right? Oversized gap down. There is some noviceness to it, but it's not a novice gap. And then played it long, okay? So not too bad on the long. Sammy gave a great heads up on this to play over 33. So that was pretty good by low of the day. It was about, I think only like 11-cent stop, low of the day there. Yeah, 223. Okay. So that was pretty good. And then we played it in the afternoon here. Okay, in the afternoon, lower. Now this, in the way that this was played, and the way that's behaved, actually behaved like your typical novice gap. Okay, and if you think about it, you can kind of figure out why that is, right? So, you know, for the short-term traders or the short-term swing traders, people who have positions that they, you know, took on to hold in the last couple weeks, most likely are going to be shorts. Okay, because we have net selling going on. That's clearly a downtrend, net selling. So if you were one of these sellers and you got this nice gap down today, which I don't remember what the size of this, I want to say like 20% or so, 25, 30%. But you have a pretty big gap down. What would be your first, reaction if you had it from either this like sell setup or somewhere maybe this 1, 2, 3, 4? You'd be ready to cover. Okay, and so that's why you see novice gaps reverse in the morning. Okay, so you'll see probably a lot of shorts covering their position. Makes sense, right? Now, why does it continue into the afternoon? Is that once a lot of that profit taking is over, then the play kind of resumes the trend, because a novice gap is not, by getting a novice gap, inherently bullish, even though you can look to play it long, right? It's actually something that is bearish, but maybe got a little bit ahead of itself. Okay, so it's typical that you can fade the gap in the morning, okay, if it's a novice gap, and then you expect continuation in the afternoon, because whatever the news was, whatever the issue it was with the NDP is really bearish, which is why it's gapping down so much. Okay, so you'll see that it will kind of close weak. And so the other play this afternoon was this breakdown here in the afternoon. Not a huge play, but that's where the setup was. I could have maybe played up here. For me, this is a little bit too aggressive, just because it stayed a little bit too close to the top there. But you can see that really worked. But that unfortunately is just not my play. My play is, we get back to the lows and then we break down. In a kind of smaller time frame setup, the TTCF last Friday was this kind of play. Okay, that was the one that James called last week, where initially we get bought, we come back down, and then we base, and then we break down from there. Okay, so that ENDP, if we zoom out, let's say, I don't know, 15-minute maybe, or hourly even. Yeah, hourly, you're going to see that's what happened. Came back and then couldn't get off the lows, so that's bearish. Okay, so it's not because the ENDP was so time-consuming or attention-consuming that he didn't play anything else, but it's just that there wasn't really all that much, I thought, today to look at, which is fine. It's Friday, earnings season is winding down. And so, and some days, that's it. That's all you need, really, because that first play in the morning was really, really nice. And then just a little bit of kind of additional bonus there at the end of the day. It was a good setup. Would have been nice to get a little bit more follow through on this, but we ran out of time. So what can you do? Okay. All right. So hopefully you had a nice week. Hopefully it did well and ready to get back at it next week. All right. I'll talk to you on Monday. Have a great weekend, guys.